It's Lego City Undercover. We're here on Xbox Series X, taking a look at this open world release within the series that was basically like Grand Theft Auto, but with Lego. It is an undercover experience where you have a story going over some thrilling, kind of big like movie tropes and stuff for the action hero, the loose cannon cop and everything like that. It's actually like a really fun and cool kind of Lego game. So anyways, what we're getting here on Xbox Series X is 1080p, but I guess on the horizontal it goes to like 1400p, so it's not like a true native 1080 image. So that's kind of fascinating and a little bit weird. It is 30 FPS, but I guess if you have indoor segments, it goes to 60 FPS. So that's kind of weird and fascinating. We've got auto HDR support, which does actually add a nice sort of like look, like a sort of a soft sort of look to the visual image, and I think helps kind of clean up some of the less sharper elements of basically having to deal with the frame rate that, the frame rate and the resolution quality that is present when you are exploring the open world. So it is kind of a cool game, as is tradition with all the Lego games. 2-player local co-op, drop in, drop out. The gist of the story is that you play as Chase McCain, a police officer who's been tasked with going undercover to hunt down the notorious and recently escaped criminal Rex Fury. That's right. It like really plays into that whole concept of, hey, you're undercover, you got to deal with this stuff, and I don't know, it's kind of funny in that way, and you get different, kind of outfits and different abilities based on what you're doing, and you're going undercover. I just thought it was a really, sort of neat concept because it plays around with a lot of the technology they were doing. And if you didn't know, this was a Wii U exclusive when it first released, and then later on last gen we eventually got it on other platforms. It could use a bit of a quick cleanup, but for the most part, it's actually a pretty cool sort of game. Having that open world thing is a lot of fun. I think it's really neat. It's definitely a very different title. And like I said, you get to actually visit like an open world area. It's not necessarily the most, incredibly crazy open world, but it's cool. And like I mentioned, it was limited by the really weak Wii U technology. So, it's definitely better than that was in terms of the scope, but at the same time, it's like, I really would like them to maybe just, almost remastered. I know a lot of these Lego games, it's like, well, it's fine and it looks decent, but, we could eventually maybe do some Lego collections where they've cleaned them up just a little bit for modern hardware. I think would be really cool. So anyways, you can do the two-player co-op like I mentioned, an open world sprawling metropolis of Lego. This is also an original Lego game, which is kind of neat. It's not like Lego Star Wars, Lego Harry Potter, Lego Lord of the Rings, This is an entirely original Lego experience. And that is something we don't see with the Lego games that often. It's always like branded stuff. They always have some sort of Lego property they're doing. Even when they do the original stuff like Lego Ninjago, for example, it's still like a property, whereas this was an entirely, kind of unique and fresh story, and I thought that was really cool. They have fun with it. They got some of the story stuff is just, it's kind of funny and hilarious, and they do just the weirdest things with it, and I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really cool. And it's stuffed with collectibles and missions and different things you can kind of accomplish and do, and there's lots of stuff you gotta find, and I thought that was kind of cool as you just collect all this stuff, but you visit these different places in a metropolis environment, right? Like this is, just a Lego kind of place. So it's got over 20 unique districts to visit, car thieves to bust, hilarious movie references to discover. Like I was saying earlier, where it's like a collection of these funny little things going on. I find that really entertaining, just being like, hey, you've got all these, like, they're making fun of like some of the greatest tropes of different films and different, I guess you could say TV shows to a degree, but you know what I mean. They're making all these like reference jokes to things, and I found that always entertaining, and it was very over the top, and there's like a whole, I think it was like a bit of a ninja kind of school type thing you do. Camera mode. There's we got a couple different like cop modes for figuring stuff out, and there's puzzles, and yeah, it was just like a really cool sort of experience. I had a lot of fun playing this one, and as I said, this used to originally just be on the Wii U, so it was something I missed out on, and I've played like I think all of the Lego games, almost all of them, as they've kind of released over the years. And this was one where I was like, I had a Wii U, but I didn't play it, and I was told great things about it. And then I finally got to try it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I don't know, it's just kind of like a really funny, weird sort of thing, if that makes sense, gameplay-wise. It's kind of unique. So they've got different vehicles to drive, collectibles to gather, witty storytelling, signature Lego style, and just intense action across an open-world experience, which is really neat. Like I said, we don't typically get these original Lego type things. I'd love for them to do more stories like this. I mean, I feel like I've almost been starved for Lego games as of recent, which is funny because, we used to have so many of them, and now we just, we don't get a whole lot of them. Let's do this. We'll do the Lego City Bank. Should we change the disguise? Construction worker will be police. Chase Undercover. But you can see there's lots of different outfits and stuff, and there we go. Let's start the assignment. So the whole point of this is to show off what I was talking about, where the indoor frame rate increase, which is kind of neat. That's again something a little bit different. But like I said, there's all these different missions, story stuff. You get cinematic points, you get structured missions where you're going and you're doing things. Again, to the limitations of the era and the Wii U, but it's still very, very well done. It's something I do actually highly suggest as a Lego game if you're wanting something unique. If you like, kind of the concept of Grand Theft Auto, it's kind of that in the Lego format, which I think, brings the laughs, the funniness. You get to explore a decently big area and stuff. I mean, it's not to the degree of the modern Lego titles.
Wow.
But yeah, it's still something pretty fun. And then we have the higher frame rate here, which is nice. Definitely a lot smoother gameplay wise. It's just really interesting to see that sort of dynamic change between them. Let's see. Do we actually have to switch between these guys? Oh, we actually have to switch between them. Let's see. Who does this stuff? Maybe the miner? I'm trying to think of who has the crowbar. The thief? The burglar? There we go. The burglar's got the he's got the wrench there. No, it's not a wrench. That's the crowbar. Kind of funny. Then you gotta do this stuff. And like I said, you can do, all these different missions. You can play them first time through, and then you can do free play. So you can revisit these missions to play them again. So that's lots of replay value, if you like sitting there gathering collectibles, getting all the different mission points. I always find that to be kind of intriguing about the Lego games is the fact that they offer such insane levels of replay value. I always thought that was, kind of intriguing and different about this franchise. And it's perfect for, like, the younger audience. It's perfect for local co-op, solving things, challenges and whatnot. It's, yeah, it's just kind of a really neat experience. Wait, can we have just teleported? Oh, are we teleporting off into a unique area in order to grab, like, a mini kit or something? That's kind of cool. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, intergalactic girl. What? Yeah, that's the fun thing, right? Is like finding all these extras. Because you have a free play, you can do stuff that you couldn't do when you originally played a level. And it just increases the value. Like, I remember some Lego games. Like, Lego Star Wars TCS, like the Complete Saga, is the one I spent the most time playing. Because I sat there trying to get, like, all the collectibles. I sat there trying to get everything on it. I did get 100% on that one. But that's what I'm saying, is you can spend so many hours doing stuff and then change things up as you kind of unlock new abilities, do different things. And that's kind of the fun of it, is just playing these Lego games and experiencing what they have to offer. And this one is one that's always fun to highlight because, again, it is such a creative entry. It's a unique entry. It is funny. If you've maybe seen cop shows, you've seen movies and whatnot, I think you'll find this to be a very entertaining sort of thing, just in regards to being like, hey, it's making fun of those, I get a chuckle out of it, I get a laugh out of it. And that is basically Lego City Undercover. I just wanted to show off like the loading, show off the different areas, and I hope you got an idea of, you know, what this game is going on for it. But yeah, it's got really funny areas and some just zany stuff going on with it. It's pretty cool.